All right. Well, good morning, Rotary District 7770, and welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People. My name is Donald Hovis, your CWRAP host, and I'm from the Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Today, we're pleased to be joined by the president of Russell Hampton, which is a Rotary licensed vendor, by Mr. Joe Beveridge. Joe, we are excited to have you with us. We will get to you in just a second after just a few short announcements. So, introducing our CWRAP host who set this speaker up for us and sets all of our CWRAP speakers up from the 5 Points Rotary Club in Columbia, Mary Gask. You will notice Mary and myself are wearing a CWRAP Rotary polo that was designed and printed and done and embroidered by Russell Hampton. So, Joe, thank you for that. All right. So in the chat box, we want to have your name, your Rotary Club, and answer 2 questions about Rotary theme items. Now, I just told you, Russell Hampton is a licensed Rotary vendor. So where do you go for Rotary items? And then what do you have Rotary on now? Shirt, hat, mask, and was it purchased at Russell Hampton? That'll be fun for Joe to look at the chat box there. But Joe, good morning and welcome to the district here in South Carolina.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Appreciate y'all, what you're doing.
So, Joe, we have some questions. I know several people here have questions too. So at this time, if you have a question for Joe, we want you to post it in the chat box too. We'll go through and get those over the next little bit. But I think we should start it off with a very important question is, what does it mean to be a licensed Rotary vendor?
That is a good one. And honestly, one I'm not sure everybody is always familiar with. So as a Rotary licensed vendor, the most, I'll call it the most important piece is 10% of all sales go to Rotary International. So, it's often really when I'll be at a Pets or a Zone or someplace and somebody will come up and like, oh, a guy in my club did this. And, I get they probably did it for real inexpensive or possibly free, and they're trying to, help spread the brand. And I don't think there's any ill intention. However, if every club in the world, acquired a bunch of Rotary merchandise from a non-licensed vendor, 10% of that would not be going back to Rotary. And so, if you take 30,000 clubs, say it's $100 a piece, throw 10% on that, that's a sizable amount of money. So and I believe that is why so much of our dues and contributions as Rotarians goes back actually into our projects and into the grants, because licensed vendors are able to put out enough money to kind of cover Rotary's administrative overhead. So that's really important, number one. Number two, if you've all seen our catalog, it's like 130, 140 pages of products, obviously the website as well. We work with Rotary's licensing department. They, hate to call it this, police. They inspect, review, etc. all the products we sell, so they know that the products we sell are at acceptable quality and that the branding is to a T, and that we do it right. And so those are the multiple things. Just knowing that the product that you order is going to be done correctly, and then also knowing that whatever you're getting, whether it's a shirt, a hat, something for the club, that it's also going to go, a portion that's going to go back and help support Rotary International.
Awesome. So I want to say you're either a second or third Russell Hampton generation working with Rotary. Can you tell us how far back the relationship goes with Rotary and Russell Hampton?
Absolutely. So yeah, actually, I'm generation 4, and our company started in 1920. So last year was our centennial year, and we were really excited. I was getting together with a PR firm about all the things we were going to do, and the board was being really, really cool. Was going to let us come out and do a presentation with the Rotary president and the board in the president's office, and then the pandemic hit, and that never actually happened. So anyway, we're now in our 101st year, and Rotary is how our company started. Back in 1920, my wife's great grandfather was in Rotary Club number 1 downtown Chicago, and he basically grew tired of running around Chicago trying to obtain all of the different merchandise and products for his Rotary Club, and just thought that there should really be a convenient one-stop shop. And so at that time, he and his partner, business partner, decided they were going to start Russell Hampton Company. And as people may not know, and we get a lot of phone calls asking for Russell or Hampton, and that was neither of their names. The story goes that they were trying to keep their names and egos out of the business, and so as such, they decided that they were going to cover their eyes and point to a map of the United States. And one landed on Russell County, Kansas, and the other landed on Hampton County, South Carolina. And that is where Russell Hampton Company's name came from, believe it or not. That's a trivia fact for the day.
So you're based where?
So currently we are in, it's called New Century, Kansas, just south of Kansas City, which is wonderful for shipping. We are within 100 miles of the geographic center of the United States. So when you're trying to ship goods, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, I mean, it could be any better. We have now the country's largest intermodal that they just built. So the railways, both North and South, East and West, meet here. And it's literally, it can't be 5 miles from my office. And so all of that freight goes through, and they're doing more inventory, more freight there than they are at the Long Beach facility. I mean, it's state of the art, and it's amazing. And that was just, I think, a lucky happenstance for us. But originally the company, like I said, founded in downtown Chicago. That's where it started. And downtown Chicago in 1920 was quite a bit different than Chicago of today. And so what happened was they didn't have the high rises then. It was, these big kind of warehouse space, but they were run down and they kept getting more or less condemned. And so they would tear them down and then build these high rise buildings. And so Russell Hampton kept moving and moving. They were all around down near Adams and off of Wacker Drive. And then eventually they ended up in the suburbs, kind of towards the Naperville area. And about 20 years ago, my in-laws, Generation 3, decided they were going to have, I don't know if they needed a larger building or larger space to accommodate employee parking. They were going to move again, and it was going to take them far enough away from the city that they were going to have to end up hiring new staff. And so they decided, well, if that was the case, they wanted to really take a look at where they were going to be. And they love the Midwest. They love having all 4 seasons. They love the people that talk to you in the line at the grocery store. But they weren't really big fans of Chicago traffic or weather. So the winters there are a little more harsh than they are down here. And so anyway, we ended up in Kansas City and loving it.
Awesome. Before I ask some more questions to you that we sent you earlier last week, if you have a question, folks, please post it in the chat box. I'll make sure I get to that. Are you a Rotarian?
Absolutely. Yep. So I'm not going to lie. Before I started at Russell Hampton, while I was a service-oriented person, I was not personally aware of Rotary. And so that was an experience. In fact, I was my first event when I started here that I attended was the International Assembly, which is one of the most extraordinary events. We're bringing together district governors elect from all around the world, and so that was really neat. And then I was at the Rotary Pets, not too much further after that, and was at the Pets here from my district. And so I got to meet with all sorts of incoming club presidents. So it was nice to visit with them, and I got all sorts of invites to visit the clubs. And so I've been, this will be my 15th year of being a Rotarian, and I'm with the Olathe, Kansas Rotary Club, the noon one. We have two, and pretty active Rotarian. I've never been club president, on my to-do, but right now, just with as much travel, maybe at least pre-pandemic, it looks like we're going to be getting back to travel. I'm gone close to 30% of the year, so that always makes it interesting. I coach 2 soccer teams and have 3 little kids that I am very active in their lives. So I think presidency will be a bit more down the road. But I guess my favorite thing that I've done in Rotary so far was when I first joined. I was very fresh out of college, very young, very naive, didn't understand, and I had been going to Rotary for about 6 weeks, and I don't know, my club, I'm gonna say, doesn't do the best job, or at that time didn't do the best job of onboarding new members, and so I didn't really know what the club did. And I was, like I said, as a young Rotarian, not knowing anything, I'd been there 6 weeks and kind of felt like I was freeloading. And so after the lunch, I went up to the president of the club and I apologized. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've been here, 6 weeks and I haven't, been on a committee or done anything, but honestly, I didn't know how to do that. Nobody told me. So, but what happens in a Rotary Club when you say you're looking for something to do is, instead of getting on the committee, I became the fundraising chair for the upcoming year, a little bit more than I was looking to take on, but we did that. And my club was around 100 people at the time, and they did this, we meet at lunch. We did say we meet at a restaurant, and it was a live auction. And honestly, we probably netted about $9,000, and it was a ton of work, and we could have passed the hat in half the time and made it, raise that same amount of money. It just wasn't that great of a fundraiser. So anyway, getting to travel around for my job and speak to Rotarians, I was visiting with some Rotarians from the Oklahoma City area and also from Norman, Oklahoma, and they were telling me about this wine and food tasting they do. And so short story is I borrowed what they were doing, brought it back to my club, and in our first year, we went from 9,000 to 90,000, and it was quite an event. And so something that I was, really proud to start and be a part of. And, they were able to do a lot of good with that.
I will say the quarter zip you're wearing, I have the same one, ordered from Russell Hampton. Love Under Armour. So
absolutely.
So I'll go to the chat box now for a couple questions. Where are your products manufactured?
All over. Honestly, we get stuff from Under Armour, but which it comes from one of our stateside providers, but it's probably honestly manufactured in a factory in China somewhere. But we do use national providers. We also will direct import ourselves, both from China and from India. We use, we do partner with other licensed vendors. We'll actually supply other licensed vendors as well. We do here in-house, we'll do our own etching and engraving. We do the assembly here, the fulfillment here. We just got recently, within the last year, a UV printer. So you all have seen the Rotary, the acrylic name badges that RI uses. So we print on those. That's how those are done. We do embroidery here in-house as well. So yeah, all over the board on that one.
Does the website have all of your merchandise listed?
The website should have all of our merchandise. As we bring it in, it's supposed to come in, get decorated, go upstairs so the ladies can do their thing as far as the photography and getting it on the website. The catalog, on the other hand, once the second that thing's printed, there's already been something discontinued or you've added 2 new items. So that is not, but the website should be current. That is something that the team does work on. Absolutely.
Do you see to clubs all over the world or just in the United States?
So, yes, we do sell to clubs all over the world. Last year, I checked it out. Last year, we sold to, or we shipped to 112 countries around the world. And I think that sounds cooler, and then it really is. The bulk of our sales are U.S. And Canada. So probably out of all of our sales, I think 6% go internationally, and of that 6%, half of that is Canada. But yes, we do sell. Obviously, a club's not going to order 3 name badges and have us ship it to Australia. The shipping costs could be triple what you paid for your product, which is tough. I mean, shipping all across the board is just going through the roof. So, but yes, we do ship all over.
Excellent. Now back to some questions we sent you.
Okay.
So those of you on the chat box, if you have a question, please post it in the chat box now. Make sure we get it in time. As you know, we were a little late in starting today. If we see a product that you do not carry, can you get it for us?
Yes. So that is probably one of the best questions. Most people do not fully utilize us and our service and what we can do. That's both on the Rotary side and also on I call it our non-Rotary side, but we help other organizations and businesses. But most people look at the site, they want a commodity, point, click, buy, done, and which we can do, and we're very happy to do. But when you are looking for something in particular, absolutely. Or if you see something that we carry, but now you want to add your club name to it. So either it's something we may not have or something that you'd like to personalize. We do both of those. And we constantly do that. There are clubs that use us for that all the time. So, and I always say it, particularly one of the places where we're really wanting to build up our product line is Rotaract and Interact. We do carry those products, but it's not really as full as even close to full as what we carry for Rotary. And so that I really do encourage anybody to pick up the phone, shoot us an email and say, hey, I was looking for this, I didn't find it. What can that be? And a lot of times when people hear, custom, they get nervous, like, oh, it's going to cost me an arm and like, it's not. Our suppliers are so big and they carry so many items, and we're getting shipments from them, once, twice, 3 times a week. So even if it's a single polo or whatever, or a hoodie or whatever, that's going to go piggybacked in with our regular orders. So you're probably not going to even get charged for shipping, because we'll get our suppliers usually ship to us for free. Or at least at no additional charge, we'll call it that. And then, so the only thing it really costs is extra time, because it'll, if it comes in, it has to be embroidered or whatever else. Maybe it's going to take 2 weeks instead of, something that we pull directly off the shelf. And in numerous cases, depending on what it is, if a club wants to order something, obviously we have quantity pricing for that, because we are able to order in bulk, or possibly it's an item that we could direct import from one of our partnerships overseas, again, saving some cost as well. So never hesitate to put us to work, and let the ladies there too, particularly if it's an event, it's something where they can, really get you kind of that more of a wow effect for the attendees, or just really put those dollars to work and let it really do a job of promoting. So yeah, absolutely.
So I'll give you a real life example of what you just talked about, and you just answered a question. So for the upcoming virtual district conference that most on here know is coming up in a couple weeks, our keynote speaker is a head football coach at a university whose color is teal. They are a teal school. They're called Teal Nation, whatever. Coastal Carolina is the name of the school. So I didn't see a teal polo listed on Russell Hampton. Well, through Mary, I got in touch with someone at your organization. They were able to get me a Rotary themed teal polo. I wore it for the interview done with the coach there. And it came out fantastic. So thank you. And you guys, that was just one shirt and they can do it. So excellent. Next question. Can you bill Rotarians directly or does the billing have to go through the club, their Rotary club?
Sure. No, absolutely. We can do both. It depends on who the expense is. If it's a club expense, obviously we can do that straight through the club, which a lot of people like. But no, we have individual Rotarians order from our site every day. You can go on the site, enter your credit card, and order whatever you'd like. You can order via email. We have this really unique, rare business where if you call somebody, a real life person will pick up the phone and talk to you. So that's kind of neat. You know, always get that, and you don't have to push a bunch of buttons and hit zero a bunch of times trying to get to somebody. That's in fact, I think you go on the site and reach me personally, although I'm going to have to handwrite it down and end up taking to customer service because that's not my specialty. But yeah, I forgot what I was doing with all that, but
you can basically individuals can order and they can pay on their own. Doesn't have to go through their club.
Absolutely, yes. So typically, the benefit of ordering through a club is that it's an open account, net 30 terms. Individuals, we do require a credit card. But yes, any individual can go on and order quite simply, and we're happy to help however we can.
All right. This, I think, may be the most important question of today. Not that they're not all important, but this actually, everyone should hear your answer to this. And I think it gives us a lot of neat information. So Rotarians know that there are certain guidelines to follow when using the Rotary signature or mark of excellence logo. If a Rotarian does submit a product that doesn't follow the guidelines, do you call and correct them or in some way suggest the correct usage of the logo?
Absolutely. As you can imagine, that happens quite a bit, which is fine. You know, that's our job. And so we deal with that every day and are very, very in tune with all the little fine details of the Rotary marks and how they're supposed to be used. Particularly our graphic designers, they're good. And so anytime that we're getting any requests, obviously the designers do all the mock-ups and they will let you know, and they'll reach out with not only that we can't necessarily do it like that, but yeah, they'll provide constructive feedback with some design edits on how the vision can still be achieved in a new way. So yeah, they're awesome. They're highly knowledgeable. They very much look out for the brand as far as keeping it true to the mark and consistent. So yep, that's a good one.
Excellent. Last call for questions in the chat box. Last call. Do you get any pushback given current antipathy towards China?
Not really. I mean, every once in a while you would, and we do. Like I said, we've been importing from China for let's call it a decade, and over the last 4 or 5 years, we've expanded into India for multiple reasons. Chinese New Year is interesting. I can't believe like whole country shuts down for a month. It's insane, and so that makes it really interesting. And obviously there's a lot of social issues and trade games going on, and so it's been nice to work with another source. I can't say that I've personally been over to the factories that we work with, so I can't speak to that. I can say that they've been their level of quality and what they produce is extremely high. Their service has been wonderful. They've been good to work with, and I can't say that we've been treated in a way that hasn't been, extremely fair or business-like. So I don't have anything from that standpoint. On the India side, we are actually working with Rotary licensees, so that's nice. That's an additional bonus. It used to be years and years ago where we couldn't buy anything from a manufacturer if the manufacturer didn't carry a Rotary manufacturer's license. That's different from my license, but it was very limiting on what you could get. Number one, because a lot of these manufacturers, they didn't want to get a license. They didn't want to have to deal with extra reporting. They just wanted to be able to do business. And as such, I would tell you that there were probably majority of the licensees that were doing a bulk of their business not with licensed manufacturers. In fact, I was shocked to find that out down the road, that pretty much we were the only ones adhering to that rule. So anyway, that's no longer the case, and it's been really nice. And as far as being able to provide a nice amount, and Rotary has ultimate control and say, because like I mentioned, all of our products go through their review, so nothing's going to slip through the cracks anyway. Yeah.
Awesome. Last question before we end with a comment.
Okay.
So someone would like you to provide the contact number for ordering our Rotary Club's specialized items.
Okay. Let me see. I'll put it. There we go. bestclubsupplies.com is the website. And that has, anything you could imagine on there, from generic Rotary products, name badges, awards, apparel, to all of the theme merchandise. Obviously, in this time of life, masks, hand sanitizer, very popular as well. So those are our key items. How much time do we have?
We got a few more minutes.
Okay. Can I touch upon one thing real quick that I have a kind of passionate about?
Yes.
Okay. And this clearly ties in, with People of Action. It's in fact directly from the People of Action campaign. So, being involved with Rotary, like yourselves, being around the block, year after year, one of the focal points from many Rotary presidents is Rotary membership. And so I guess I wanted to take a minute to kind of look at that from a different perspective. And so my argument is that Rotary, as Rotarians and being a part of Rotary, is that we really don't have a membership issue. And in fact, membership is a symptom. And so I want to read a quick excerpt from the People of Action campaign to kind of show you where I'm coming from with that. So real quick. So Rotary did a public awareness campaign going back in 2011. So it says, where is it here? Okay, so Rotary has boosted general public awareness levels from 60 to 75%. So that's good, right? But down the bottom a bit more, it says, although most of the public knows our name, our latest research tells us that too many prospective members or supporters do not fully understand Rotary. They don't know what we stand for and what we do in local communities. So that's one. But the biggest part is right here. This is the nail in the coffin here. Nearly 60% of those surveyed said they were unaware that a Rotary club exists in their own community. So if you don't even know, A, what the organization does, or if there's one in the community that you live in, we have an awareness problem. not a membership problem. That's like sales, man. That's a cold call all day. Versus if I'm on my social media every week, hey, the Olathe Rotary Club is providing service at this charity this week, and maybe next month, hey, we're providing service here. We're planting trees. Next month, we're at the food group. Hey, come join us. Be a part of what we're doing. Want to give back? We're doing at this event. And just like marketing, if I hit that out 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row, people might, there's not a shortage of people that want to give back. So we're probably going to have people that want to be a part of giving back. But even if nobody joins my Rotary Club, they're going to know that Olathe has the Olathe Noon Rotary Club, that Joe Beveridge is in it, and that they do all of these amazing things within the community, getting rid of that just lack of awareness. And so that's a really big deal for me. And so many times we'll be like, well, we had a sign, or after the event, we posted what we did. Well, that's great, but that's not real inclusive. We didn't bring the community in. And so that's kind of my real hot button is, raising the awareness for, in our own communities. I want people to know that we have clubs. I want them to know that we're doing all these things. And so, whether we are their exact cup of tea or not, I sure as heck want them to know that we're there and what we're doing. And so maybe somebody they do know is looking for service or opportunities, and they're like, you know what? I've never been, but I know Joe Beveridge is doing these things all the time. You should talk to him. And so I just really wanted to take a minute to put my 2 cents out there about that.
And I'll echo a comment by our district governor-elect in the chat box that you'll be able to see that you sound like you would make a great club president by that talk right there. And I will echo and say, we have said on this CWRAP segment several times, and you literally just sealed the envelope for all of us, that if you are doing a service project or something in your community, what should you be wearing, folks? Rotary, right? So if someone drives by, they know what is going on and who is doing it. And we use this analogy, Joe, a lot, and maybe you should appreciate this because it's kind of like it's eye-opening. If the Red Cross was doing an event, you would know that the Red Cross was doing it based on all the logos you would see on everyone doing the event. So if we can go in with that mentality, because at the end of the day, folks, every one of us on this call is a public image of Rotary, right? So share Rotary, wear Rotary. Joe, I'm going to end with this comment, and it's from Mary, who does a lot with you guys, and we appreciate everything you do. But having used you a lot during the last 5 years, I have to say your customer service is outstanding. Brian has been a joy to work with. So thank you, Joe. We appreciate it very much, and we appreciate you being on with us today.
Well, very much appreciate the opportunity. Have enjoyed working with you and Mary. Thank you so much. And, look forward to just continued partnership. And again, thank you for having me. And I'm so glad that we caught up. Next time I'll remember East Coast, right?
No worries. We appreciate it. And thanks for all your time and your expertise on all things Rotary items. So we appreciate it.
Well, hopefully I'll catch you guys at a Rotary event in person here in the near future.
Excellent. Well, we will conclude today with a couple of announcements, folks. Thank you for joining us today on this CWRAP. Up next Monday on the next CWRAP will be Mr. Walter Hughes with Water Missions. That's next Monday at 11 o'clock. Walter has spoken to us in the past, but we want to have Walter back because Walter is amazing, and Water Missions is amazing in what they do. So that is also a president-elect training that they should attend as a follow-up to PET. So that's next Monday at 11. Also, I just mentioned it a little bit ago, but the virtual district conference should be on your calendar. All the information is in DACDB. Tuesday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. 6:15 to 8:15 on Zoom. We'll have a keynote speaker, Coastal Carolina University's head football coach, Jamie Chadwell. We'll have two speakers from Rotary International, Stephanie Urchek and Peter Kyle. And we will also be doing district-wide awards. So May 4th, 6:15 to 8:15. Don't miss it. I'll conclude, folks, with the Rotary four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill or better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a great Monday and a great week, folks. We'll see you next Monday for the next conversation with Rotary Action People. Take care, folks. That's a wrap. Bye-bye.